Welcome to Echo Storyline English. I hope you are doing well today. Sit back, relax, and join us for another unforgettable journey into history. Today, we explore the life of one of the most powerful and fascinating women the world has ever known. At just 18 years old, she entered a world where family members could kill each other for power. By the time she died, her kingdom had fallen, Rome had won, and her name had become legend. Some called her dangerous, some called her brilliant, some called her the most fascinating woman in history. She was not only beautiful, she was educated, strategic, fearless, and for a time, she stood between Egypt and the most powerful empire on earth. This is the story of Cleopatra VII, the queen whose name still echoes after 2,000 years. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC in Alexandria, one of the richest and most beautiful cities of the ancient world. Its harbor was filled with ships. Its streets were alive with traders, scholars, and travelers from distant lands. And it was home to the legendary Library of Alexandria. But behind the palace walls, life was far from peaceful. Cleopatra belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a royal family that had ruled Egypt for centuries. They were powerful, wealthy, and often ruthless. Brothers fought brothers, sisters betrayed sisters, and family members turned against one another for the throne. In this world, trust was dangerous, and young Cleopatra learned very early that power could disappear overnight. But Cleopatra was different. Unlike many rulers of her time, she was highly educated. She studied languages, mathematics, politics, science, and philosophy. Ancient writers believed she could speak many languages, which meant she didn't need translators. She could speak to people directly, she could understand them, and more importantly, she could influence them. She was clever, curious, ambitious. She didn't just want luxury, she wanted power, she wanted respect. And one day, she would fight for both. When her father died, Cleopatra became queen at a very young age. But she was not allowed to rule alone. Tradition demanded that she share the throne with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. He was still a child, which meant real power belonged to the men around him. Men who feared Cleopatra, her intelligence, her independence, her ambition, so they moved against her, quietly, carefully. Her image disappeared from coins, her authority was taken away, her voice silenced. And then she was forced to leave the capital, exiled, alone, stripped of power. To many, it looked like her story had already ended before it had even truly begun. But Cleopatra was not finished. At that time, Rome was rising as the greatest power in the world. Its civil war reached Egypt, and one Roman leader arrived in Alexandria. His name was Julius Caesar. Cleopatra immediately understood the opportunity before her. If she gained Caesar's support, she could reclaim her throne. So she took a bold risk. According to legend, she secretly entered Caesar's private chambers at night. Some stories say she was hidden inside cloth, wrapped in bedding. Whether every detail is true or not, the result is clear. Caesar did not meet a defeated exile. He met a confident queen. War soon followed inside Egypt. Cleopatra's enemies were defeated. Her younger brother died during the conflict, and Cleopatra returned to power. Once again, she ruled Egypt. Soon, she gave birth to a son. His name was Caesarion. Many believed he was Caesar's child. For Cleopatra, this strengthened her political position. During her reign, she worked to protect Egypt's wealth and stability. Egypt was rich because of trade and fertile land. Its grain was valuable across the Mediterranean world. She managed finances carefully. She supported learning and religion, and she presented herself as a powerful queen, linked to the goddess Isis. She understood something many leaders still understand today. Image matters. Presence matters. Story matters. Then, shocking news came from Rome. Julius Caesar had been assassinated once again. Cleopatra lost a powerful ally. Rome entered chaos. Several men competed for control. One of them was Mark Antony. When Cleopatra met Antony, they formed a political alliance and one of history's most famous romances. Together, they had children. Together, they seemed powerful enough to shape the future. But Rome was changing. Another ambitious leader rose against Antony. His name was Octavian. He was clever, patient, and dangerous. He understood something critical. Wars are not won only on battlefields. They are also won through stories. He described Cleopatra as a dangerous foreign queen, a woman controlling Antony, and many Romans believed him. Soon, war became unavoidable. In 31 BC, their forces met at the Battle of Actium, one of the most important battles of the ancient world. Ships clashed at sea. Smoke rose into the sky. Chaos spread across the water, and in the end, Antony and Cleopatra were defeated. Their fleet collapsed. Their power was broken. They fled back to Egypt, but time had run out. As Octavian's armies advanced, tragedy followed. Antony heard false news that Cleopatra had died. In despair, he took his own life. According to later story, he died beside her, and now Cleopatra stood alone, defeated, captured, facing humiliation in Rome. She knew she would be displayed as a prisoner. She refused to accept that fate. In 30 BC, Cleopatra died at the age of 39. The exact method, it remains a mystery. Some believe she used a poisonous snake. Others believe a hidden poison was used instead. Whatever the truth, one fact remains. She chose death over humiliation. After her death, Egypt became part of the Roman world. Her son, Caesarion, was killed soon after. The dynasty that ruled Egypt for centuries had ended. An entire era was gone, but Cleopatra was never forgotten. Writers described her, artists painted her, stories kept her memory alive. Some focused only on beauty, some focused only on romance. But many historians today see something deeper: a multilingual ruler, a strategic mind, a survivor in a brutal world, a queen who tried to protect her kingdom while giants fought around her. Cleopatra lost her throne, but gained something rarer. She defeated time. More than 2,000 years later, the world still speaks her name. Would you have trusted Cleopatra or feared her? Tell us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history, please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to Echo Storyline English. Thank you for listening, and we will meet again in the next story.